So carry on, sir. You're audible.
Okay. 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 Once again, welcome back to English session. All the students, I suppose we completed question number 24 in the last class, if I am not wrong. I don't remember exactly, but I think question number 24 was completed in the last class. Can anybody tell me whether question number 24 was completed in the last class or not? Change the following into repeated action in the past using would or used to.
For that, you have to unmute someone, sir, because they are not able to unmute themselves. You just unmute one of the students and ask them. Ask them to raise any one of the hands. Some of you, please raise your hand.
So please raise your hands if question number 24 was completed in the last class. Just raise your hand and tell me that it was completed in the last class. Question number 24. Usage of would and used to. Okay, thank you. Fine. So question number 25, rewrite these sentences into a single sentence using noun modifiers. Right. So we will see noun modifiers. So let me take a few example sentences. The first sentence is this is a house. It has a red roof. Right. So question number 25 is noun modifiers. This is a house. House is a noun, and you have to join those two sentences using a noun modifier, something which modifies the noun, which is house. Right. We need to combine those two sentences into a single sentence using a noun modifier. Here the noun is house and it should be modified, right? So you have to include this red roof into this sentence and you have to write a single sentence. And how can we modify this house? See, this is a red roofed house. So this red roofed modifies noun, and this is the noun modifier, right? So which acts as an adjective. So what kind of house it is? It is a red roofed house. So let me take one more example. I bought a table. It is made of wood. Right. So I bought a table. Table is the noun here, and this table should be modified using an adjective. At the same time, you have to join these two sentences and write one single sentence. It's very simple. I bought. Something which is made of wood is, what is the equivalent adjective for that? Wooden. So I bought a wooden table. So as simple as this. I bought a wooden table. Right. So let me give you one more sentence. He presented me a watch. It was made in France. He presented me a watch. It was made in France. So what is the noun here? The watch is the noun and it should be modified using the second sentence, made in France. Okay, it was made in France and you have to replace this made in France with something which acts as an adjective and modifies this watch. So how can we join these two sentences? He presented me a French made watch. This French made acts as an adjective and modifies the noun watch. Right? Now let's go to question number 26. Give a suitable advice for the situation given below. Giving an advice to somebody, may it be a friend or relative, whoever it is, right? So the kind of advice you give depends upon the person you are talking to. That's very, very important because sometimes the advice can be formal, sometimes it could be informal. Depending upon the person we are talking to, we have to make sure that the advice we give is either formal or informal. For example, if you are talking to someone who is elder to you, who is in a position uh, that commands respect, we are not supposed to give any informal advice, right? So here the question is, your brother is paying no attention while crossing the busy street, right? So advise him to follow traffic rules, right? So the question is, giving an advice to your brother. So you don't have to be too formal, right? So here you can take that liberty of talking to him in an informal way. But the situation here is, he is crossing the busy street without paying no attention. So the situation demands some kind of warning. At the same time, it doesn't have to be very formal, right? So how do you give an advice to your brother who is paying no attention while crossing a busy street? See, I'll write the question. Your brother is paying no attention Okay. So see, it doesn't have to be formal, but at the same time, it must be very strong because what he is doing sometimes may prove to be very dangerous, right? So it is compulsory that he pays attention while crossing the street and follows the traffic rules, right? So there are various ways in which we can advise somebody something, right? So the first thing you can say, you must follow the traffic rules while crossing busy street. So must means it is important, urgent, and absolutely necessary. So must is something we use in situations where it is either very important or very urgent or absolutely necessary, right? So this is a scenario where it is absolutely necessary, very important also, right? So you must follow the traffic rules while crossing the busy street. That is one way of advising somebody, right? So you can also say, so you had better follow the traffic rules while crossing the busy street. Okay. You can also say, you are supposed to follow the traffic rules while crossing the busy street, right? So in the same manner, we have multiple ways of giving somebody an advice. But instead of getting into too many things, it is always better to stick to one method because it is very important that we score that 1 mark in the examination, right? So when it comes to communicating with others, we can go for variety, but when it comes to examination, stick to the one which you have been following till now, right? So let me give you one more sentence from another paper. So your friends eat fast foods every day. Advise him to eat healthy food. right? So what is the advice that is supposed to be given? Advise him to eat healthy food, right? That is what we are supposed to tell our friend who is eating fast foods every day, right? So it's very simple. So if you go for had better, you had better eat healthy food. Okay. So you can also write you had better avoid fast foods and eat healthy food, right? So you can also say, if I were you. Actually, this if I were you is a very formal way of advising somebody either to do something or not to do something. Okay. So whenever you want to be very formal, whenever you don't want to hurt somebody by giving an advice, this if I were you is the right one. If I were you, see, I should eat healthy food. Right. So this is an indirect way of advising somebody something without hurting the other person's feelings or emotions or sentiments. Right. So since it is your friend, you don't have to be very formal, but even if you write this, that is absolutely right. So depending upon the situation, you go for either if I were you or you had better. Right. So if you are in doubt, you can always go for you had better, right? So as I have already told you, please choose the one which you have been practicing all these days, right? That is very, very important because your teachers must have already given you a number of ways as to how a person could be advised. So depending upon that, you go for the right model. The next one is question number 27. Read the following paragraph and write the synonyms of the underlined words by choosing the words given in the box. Right. So you must be familiar with this question where a paragraph is given and certain number of words are underlined and you have a box where certain words are given and these words are the synonyms for the words which are underlined and you have to choose the right synonym for each of the words which are underlined, right? So let's take an example. So I'm not writing the instructions, I am only writing the question, right? So the words given in the box are consumption, bravery, field, connected, famous, scrubs, tried, right? So these are the words, and the given paragraph is poor people are known for their valor and hospitality. So their traditions and cultures are linked. So here again, the word linked is underlined. With the marital races. The region is covered so again covered is underlined here. With evergreen forests and coffee plantations. Right. Next one, it is renowned. Renowned is underlined here for its scenic beauty and brave soldiers. So right, so the words which are underlined here are first one, valor, second one, linked, third one, covered, and fourth one, renowned. Right. So the first word is who people are known for their valor. So the synonym for valor is what is it? Is it consumption or bravery or field or connected or famous or sharps or tried? Right. So there are two rules which must be remembered. The first one is if you do not know its answer, okay, so don't try to fit in some random answer. That is very, very important. Okay. For example, let us say you do not know exactly what the synonym is for valor, right? Leave it and go to the next one. Okay. So instead of going for a random answer, you leave it and go for the next one. Why is it so? Because in the process of going for a random answer, you might be going for an answer. Sorry, you may be going for a word which is an answer for something else. Thereby, you are going to make two mistakes, right? Okay. So let us say you have gone for the option famous, right? So you bring the word famous and put it there in the place of valor. So who people are known for their famous. Does it make any sense? It doesn't make any sense, right? So you can outright reject that option. Okay. Can we say poor people are known for their connected? Does it make any sense? It doesn't make any sense, right? So you can outright say that that is not at all an answer. Can we say poor people are known for their consumption? Does it make any sense? It makes sense. It does make sense, but it doesn't make complete sense, right? Poor people are known for their consumption of what? It is not there. You cannot simply say they are known for their consumption. So what do they consume? Right? It doesn't make complete sense. So that cannot be an answer. Poor people are known for their field. Can we say that? It doesn't make any sense, right? That is not an answer. You can eliminate that option in that way. Can we say poor people are known for their trade? Once again, that also does not make any sense, right? Okay. Can we say poor people are known for their shrubs? It does make some sense, remember. Okay. It does make some sense. Poor people are known for their shrubs. But when you have a look at the remaining content, you have to make sure that the first sentence aligns completely with what is following the first one, right? So, can we say poor people are known for their bravery? Of course, we can say they are known for their bravery, right? So, what is there after valor? So, known for their valor and hospitality, right? So, he is talking about two human qualities. Okay, if you place shrubs there, it does not become a human quality. So, shrubs is not the answer. Poor people are known for their bravery and hospitality, right? So, the passage talks about poor people. So, in the second line, he talks about their traditions and cultures are linked with the material, with the marital races, right? So what is the word which can be substituted here in the place of linked? It's a pretty straightaway option, which is connected. They are connected with the marital races, right? So the region is covered with evergreen forests. So what can be used in the place of covered? Can we say consumption or bravery or connected or famous or shrubs or tried? So these words, when they are used in the place of covered, do not make any sense, right? So what is the word which makes complete sense here in the place of covered? So field can be used in the place of covered. So for option C, field, right? So covered with evergreen forests and coffee plantations. It is renowned. Renowned means what? Renowned means known to many people, right? So what is the word which can be used in the place of renowned? Famous, right? Okay. So that is how we solve question number 27. So as has been mentioned, when you do not know or when you are not very much confident whether something can be substituted in the place of some word, instead of going for some random answer, you please try to solve the remaining questions and then come back to it and see which one fits there. Okay. So because when you go for a random answer, as I have already warned you, if you bring something and place it in the place of the first one, it might be an answer for something else where you are going to lose two options, right? And second thing is, whenever you want to replace the word with something, you please put that word in the place of this and read the sentence and see whether it is making complete sense or not. That is very, very important, right? So let me take one more passage to see whether you have understood it or not. That passage is from your pre-final examination conducted by our education department. So see the options first, the synonyms which are given in famous, refreshed, captivated, delighted, delicious, magnificent, so these are the words given here. And the passage given here is the tea gardens in Assam are renowned. So once again, we have come across the word renowned. For their beauty, and the vast stretches of greenery. Right. As we drove past them, I felt rejuvenated by the fresh air and was Completely fascinated. It was completely fascinated by the picturesque views. Picturesque means wonderful, very beautiful, highly beautiful. It was pleasing. So it was a pleasing sight to witness. Right? So we have famous, refreshed, captivated, delighted, delicious, magnificent. The, the tea gardens in Assam are renowned. Renowned means just now we have seen, well known to many people, right? So it's a straight away answer. Famous, right? Renowned means what? Famous. So the tea gardens in Assam are famous for their beauty and the vast stretches of greenery. As we drove past them, I felt rejuvenated. Okay, he felt something. What is that? Rejuvenated by the fresh air. He was rejuvenated by the fresh air. So, what does rejuvenated mean and what can be substituted? What can be used in the place of rejuvenated? So, I felt, is it refreshed or captivated or delighted? Because all the words fit there. So, you must be very, very careful because we have a certain number of words which fit there. So you can say, I felt refreshed, I felt captivated, I felt delighted, right? So what fits here? So I felt rejuvenated by the fresh air and was completely fascinated by the picturesque views, right? He felt rejuvenated by what? That is important. By the fresh air, right? Okay. So you cannot be captivated by fresh air. Okay. We get captivated by what we see, right? What we see. We get captivated. So we feel like we are arrested when we see something which is outstanding or stunning, right? So air is not something that we see. So you cannot say, I was captivated by the fresh air. So what happens usually? We are refreshed by fresh air, right? Okay, the word fresh is there, and I felt rejuvenated by fresh air means I felt refreshed, right? So refreshed is the synonym which can be used here. The fresh air and was completely fascinated by the picturesque views. Picturesque means something which is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so scenery, stunning scenery is called a picturesque view. So I was completely fascinated, right, by the picturesque view. It was a pleasing sight to witness, right? So here, if you see, I was completely fascinated. In the place of fascinated, you might think captivated will fit there and delighted also fits there, right? Okay, so you can be captivated by the picturesque view. You can be captivated and you can also be delighted, right? So when both the options fit there, you have to go for the last one. Okay, complete that and then come back. So it was a pleasing sight to witness. Can we say it was a captivated sight to witness? You cannot say it was a captivated view. You can say it was a captivating view, but not captivated view, right? So captivated does not fit here. So what fits here? Only delighted fits here. So since delighted fits here, you have to go for captivated in the place of fascinated, right? So you do come across passages like this where you might be confused as to which option should be chosen. Okay, in such cases, you complete the ones you are very confident and then come back and find out which one fits there, especially by reading the whole passage and taking the context into consideration. That is very, very important. Okay. So next question number 28 is similar to this, but the only thing is you have to choose the antonyms, means opposite words, right? In question number 27 is about choosing the synonyms, words with similar meaning. When it comes to question number 28, it is all about choosing the opposite words, antonyms, right? So let me take a paragraph and tell you how we can solve it and what kind of strategy needs to be followed. He wandered for 7 years and finally is underlined, sat down under a peepal tree where he vowed to stay until enlightenment came. Right. So he wandered for 7 years and finally sat down. So finally is underlined, sat down under a peepal tree where he vowed. So this word vowed is underlined, to stay until enlightenment came. right? So here, unlike question number 27, where options are given, so we don't have any options. So you yourself have to write the opposite words of the words given here, right? So the first one is finally, right? So what is its opposite? It's a pretty straightaway and easy one. Finally, so you can say initially. So initially is the opposite of finally. Okay. So firstly is not an opposite. It is not an exact opposite. Firstly is the, because somebody happened to ask me, is the opposite of lastly. So finally opposite is initially. Okay. The next word is under. So what is the opposite of under? Over is the exact opposite for under. Okay. So you can also say above. But this is the exact word under over. The next one, vowed. So what is the meaning of vowed? Vowed means taking a strong resolution, being determined to do something by strong resolve. Okay. So having a strong resolve is called vowed. So its opposite can be denounce or reject. Since it is a verb, vowed, you have to write denounced or rejected. So the word that you write, the part of speech of the word that you write should be in accordance with the word which is given here, right? For example, here vowed is given. You must write denounced. You cannot write simply denounce. Or you can also write rejected, not simply reject. Okay. So last word is enlightenment. Enlightenment. Enlightenment means absolute knowledge is called enlightenment. Okay. So we all know what knowledge is, but when it comes to spirituality, absolute knowledge is called enlightenment. Okay. So since the meaning of enlightenment is knowledge, what could be its opposite? Its opposite could be ignorance. Ignorance. Okay. So that is how you have to go for antonyms. So here, unlike the previous question where options are given for synonyms, we don't have any options. You yourself have to write the right antonym for the words which are underlined. Right. So let me give you one more from another paper. See, the weather is splendid. Splendid is underlined. But yesterday it was so wet. The wet is underlined here. It was so wet that the workman didn't do anything all day. How much hay have you stacked? Stacked is underlined. I am not able to comprehend what is given here. Yeah. Okay. So since it is not very clear here, I will write sentence of my own. Okay. So just think that it's clear. I felt greedy. So greedy is also underlined here. So the first one is splendid. Splendid means something which is wonderful, very beautiful. Okay. Impressive. Impressive. Okay. The weather is splendid now, but yesterday it was so wet. So the opposite for splendid could be, you can write, the weather is splendid. You can say dull. Okay. Weather is dull. There is another word, whether you are familiar with it or not. When it comes to bad weather, there is a word called inclement. 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 Actually, that is the right word which collocates with bad weather. Okay. So you can write dull or ordinary. Ordinary will also fit there. Ordinary. Splendid means something which is impressive, extraordinary, right? So it was so wet. So obviously the opposite is dry, which is known to everybody, right? Okay. So how much hay have you stacked? Okay, it means how much hay have you collected and made it as a bundle. So that is what he says. So the opposite for stacked can be stacked means collecting hay and making it as a bundle. All right. So collection is stacked. So what could be its opposite? Its opposite can be scattered. Scattered. Okay. So when you throw things into different directions when they are at one place, that is what we call scattering, right? So how much hay have you stacked, and its opposite could be scattered, right? So greedy. Next one is just think I felt greedy, right? So greedy means so the feeling of having everything for ourselves. So the exact opposite for greedy is generous, giving freely to others. That is generous, right? So you can also say unselfish. Being greedy is selfish. So its opposite could be unselfish, right? So you can go for either generous or unselfish. The next one is fill in the blanks with the right form of words given in the brackets. Question number 29. Fill in the blanks with the right form of words given in the brackets, right? So options are given, so you have to go for the right one. Question number 29. These people are, oh, sorry, these people married amongst the locals. And their culture is apparent in the marital traditionally traditions and traditional. Marriage and religious religion religiously. Rights which are distinct from the Hindu mainstream. Right. So these people married amongst the locals and their culture is apparent in the marital what? Is it marital traditionally or is it marital traditional or is it marital traditions? Okay. So it is very important to see the word that follows after the options given here. So what is the word that follows? That is marriages, right? So what comes instead of going for what comes after marital? You see what comes before marriages. So do we say traditionally marriages or traditions marriages or traditional marriages? It is obviously traditional marriages, right? Okay, not traditionally marriages. So the right answer is traditional marriages and dash rights. Dash rights, right? So rights is a noun. So you have to see what pairs with rights. Is it religious rights or is it religion rights or is it religiously rights? So as was the case here, traditional marriages, an adjective following a noun. Here also, an adjective must follow the noun. That's why it is religious rites, right? Okay. So the rituals associated with religion are called religious rites. Fine. So next question number 30. Complete the words with correct prefixes and suffixes given in the brackets. Once again, you have the option to choose from the options given here. Complete the words with correct prefixes and suffixes given in the brackets. Question number 30. So Nelson Mandela So Nelson Mandela's to fight for justice never wavered. So Nelson Mandela's, is it determination or determining? It is obviously determination. Nelson Mandela's should be followed by a noun, right? So it is Nelson Mandela's determination to fight against, sorry, to fight for justice never wavered. The second one, the young Seagull's brothers and sisters were successfully in flying. So the young seagulls, brothers and sisters were success. Is it successful or successfully? Okay, it is pretty straightforward option, right? Successful. Okay, so here I would like to tell you one important point. Whenever you have the suffix ful, the suffix ful is always only one L. Remember. So because sometimes he might give you, instead of FUL, he may give you FULL. Okay. So it is always one L, like successful, painful, or mindful. Okay. So next one, question number 31. Find the wrongly spelt word and write the correct spelling. So you have to find the misspelled word. You should also correct its spelling. See the list of words which are given here. Unfortunately, NATLY is given. Plunge, emigrated, and farewell. Okay. See this word emigrated. Sometimes people might get confused. There are two words, emigrated and immigrated. Okay, so both the words are there. Don't think that one is right and one is wrong. The context is different. I don't want to get into that as we don't have much time, right? So this is right. Farewell is right. So plunge is right, and unfortunately is wrong. Okay, so NATELY. You should be able to identify the word and correct its spelling, right? The next set is unique, theatrical, patience, and referred. Okay, so unique is right, theatrical is right, patience is right. The only misspelled word is REFERRED, referred. Okay, so likewise, you should not only identify the misspelled word but also correct it, right? That is question number 31. And question number 32 is read the following dictionary entry of the following word given below. Right? See, this is how a dictionary entry looks like. See, it's a phonetic transcription. Canopy, okay. So if you have a look at this word, canopy, the word is given, phonetic transcription is given, and here you have a symbol N, which means It is a noun. The part of speech of this word is noun, right? So its plural form is also given. What is that? Canopies. Okay. So followed by that, you have a symbol C. It means it's a countable noun. If C is there, it is a countable noun, right? So if it is uncountable, you will see, you will see the phonetic. If you see this symbol, the word is uncountable noun, right? So here we have two questions. What is the part of speech of the word canopy? So what is the part of the speech? N is given. So you have to write noun. You cannot simply write the letter N. You are not supposed to write the letter N. You must write noun. Okay. Second question is, what is the plural form of the word canopies? Right. So plural is given directly. Canopies, you can write here. Canopies, right? So let me take one more word because this is very, very important. This is something where students might make a mistake. Derisive. Derisive. So part of speech is given here. Adverb. Sorry, derisively. And phonetic transcription is given. Synonyms are given. Mockingly. Scornfully. contemptuously, right? So antonyms are also given. Respectfully, kindly, approvingly, okay. So this is a dictionary entry. When you open a dictionary, when you open a dictionary and look for this word, this is what you see. This is exactly what you see in a dictionary. This word is followed by its part of speech. It's a phonetic transcription. It's a definition, right? It's a synonyms and it's a antonyms, right? Now, this entry is followed by two questions, right? Parts of speech of the word derisively. So what is the part of speech of the word derisively? It has already been given here, adverb, and you simply have to write that in your answer sheet. Okay. So usually, actually in this paper, he has directly written the word adverb, but in dictionary, usually you come across this this one adv. You don't usually get the complete word adverb. Okay, maybe it was printed here mistakenly, but usually you don't see the complete word. You only see adv. Adv means adverb, and if it is adj, it is adjective, right? So you have to write here adverb. And the second question is, what are the synonyms of the given entry? What are the synonyms? Synonyms have already been given here. We don't have to take any pain or trouble. Synonyms are mockingly, scornfully, contemptuously, whatever synonyms you find there, you can simply copy them in your answer sheet. Okay. So with this, we have completed question number 32, and as far as grammar is concerned, we still have question number 33 and 34, and we will complete question number 33 and 34 in tomorrow's class. Okay. So if you have any doubts regarding the questions which we have completed till now, you can ask me doubts in tomorrow's class.